And they said, oh yeah, the whole school is on a field trip today. Kindergarten students, of course, the parents know, all the teachers know. I wasn't told. Why was I not told? This is my whole day of lesson.
So as a teacher trainer at Eureka, have you seen some common problems that NETs face, that our teachers face, that you could give some advice on?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot that you feel isolated on, but they are shared experiences across teachers. So I have a few. One that I heard a lot was feeling a difficulty to become friends with their local teachers or local colleagues. And that one I think was difficult for teachers that come in for this new experience. And I don't think for the local teachers, I don't think it's intentional that they're maybe coming across as not friendly. But what I would always tell the teachers when they would come to me with that is, it's your first year in the school, so you have a lot of new energy. But if the teacher has been there for 10 years, maybe they've seen 2 or 3 or 4 different English teachers come in and out. And maybe they became friends with the first one and then that person leaves. And so from the school side, just being aware that, you're there for this new experience, and that's awesome, especially if there's younger or other new teachers at the school, tend to have more of that excited energy. Let's hike on the weekends, let's go get food, but just to not take it personally if you're not feeling the same kind of warm welcome that you would expect. It's not personal to you, or maybe they're showing it in a way that you're not used to looking for. So it might be somebody coming and taking time out of their own day to help you understand or translate something. And so I think as that trust builds, the teachers start to see more where their colleagues are looking out for them. But especially if you come from a place like in Canada, people are very outwardly friendly towards you when you're new, but in Hong Kong, maybe you will find it's happening in quieter ways of, at the assembly, somebody is saying, oh, you can come and sit here. So definitely still looking out for you, but I think that's one of the shocks I've seen. Another one I saw teachers struggle with was being asked to attend the school assemblies, because often those assemblies happen primarily in Cantonese. And so I think sometimes the teachers felt like, this is a waste of my time. I would rather be lesson planning or doing my work. And in those cases, I would just encourage the teachers to think that, this is a way that the school is showing you that you're part of the team, you're part of the environment. And so even if it feels like a waste of time, because practically speaking, yes, you could be on your computer writing stuff, but by being there present, you're showing to the students, you're showing to your colleagues that you're committed to being on this team with them. Even if you don't understand, then I just used it as Cantonese listening practice to, see what words I could pick out or watch how people reacted, what types of, skits the kids have put on, and leave it at that. And then if I can continue my ramble.
Yes, please. It's very rich.
Another thing that I saw teachers struggle with, myself as well, actually, I will very much include myself in this one, is finding out information last. So for example, I was at a kindergarten and I had all my full day of lessons planned. And 2 minutes before my first lesson, I saw all the students getting on a school bus. And I was like, where are the students going? This is not normal. And so then I found somebody and asked them, and they said, oh yeah, the whole school is on a field trip today. And I was like, kindergarten students, of course, the parents know, all the teachers know, the school custodial staff knows because the lunchtime is going to be different. I wasn't told. Why was I not told? This is my whole day of lesson planning, and now I don't need it. And, it can feel a bit frustrating to feel that you're the last to know. And I've heard that echoed. And again, I think I would kind of over time realized that, especially when you're working in a different culture, in a different place, a lot of the conversations are happening in written Chinese or in Cantonese amongst the colleagues. And so the effort for someone to go through, to translate, to explain to you, when at the end of the day, you're not yet at a position of making decisions at the school, so your input isn't really necessary. It's really up to you to just adapt and roll with it and see, that's great. I have the next day's lessons already planned. So, today I can get ahead in my planning, or I can do some marking or look up new activities and take advantage of the unexpected change of schedule rather than just be frustrated that you're not being told things. Because reality is schools are very busy. There's a lot of coordination happening. Sometimes the choices have to be made very quickly. And so, yes, you might be the last to know, but it's not, again, nothing personal on you. It's just how the school needs to prioritize and move forward.
Thanks for bringing that up, because I think that would be very comforting for our teachers to know that they're not alone and that this is something common that you face as a native English teacher in Hong Kong. And, there's ways to make your experience nicer and less frustrating by knowing in advance that, this happens, but it's okay. It's not personal. Yeah, because I definitely have heard that echoed a lot. And yeah, it's a hard one.
And I think it's an adjustment too, because you're coming on this adventure and it's kind of that typical thing we see on social media, that life is not the fully edited, perfect photo. There's going to be the downsides. There's going to be the struggles and challenges as well. And it's such an exciting adventure to come to a new place, to experience all this newness and change and, see how you learn and grow as a person, that I think some of these difficult things can be even that much more shocking if teachers haven't talked about it. If you have a friend who's gone and taught abroad and the main thing they post is just all the best things and the photos and, the exciting parts. But the reality is, there's an adjustment, as with any workplace. And when there is a cultural difference in that adjustment, then it can take that emotional energy to try and understand, okay, it's not about me. What can I understand about how things work here? And then the more I understand it, the more I don't need to be upset about it because I see why it's happening this way. And then I can adjust and adapt from there.
That's so true. So I think for all our audience that got to this point of the video, it's like a big thumbs up, because you're already being better prepared for your teach abroad experience, or if you're already here, how to adapt and do better. That's a really amazing advice you've given us, Veronica. Is there any last words of encouragement you want to give to our nets?
Yeah, on a similar vein as that last one, I would say I'd really encourage starting, whether it's a note in your phone or on a journal, every day, week, or month, whatever frequency you want, writing down what your biggest struggle is at that time, and or even just what you're noticing, what's kind of shocking for you, what's sitting with you, and maybe writing one thing of how you'll handle it, and keeping that record of it, because I think there's so many changes that happen so quickly that it can be, when you're in all of that, it can get exhausting that you're like, everything's new, everything's changing. To be able to look back and see, oh, on the first day I was struggling with that. Actually, that's really easy now. Like on the first day, I found that the MTR was very crowded and I, was overwhelmed that I had to squish in with people. But then now I know if I go to the first train car, nobody else is there, I can always get a seat. So those minor adjustments, I think if you make note of what you're experiencing in the classroom, what you're experiencing on the streets, as you engage in Hong Kong, being able to look back and reflect and celebrate that as you go through each challenge, you're also growing and learning and adapting.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for sharing that, because it is encouraging. Maybe sometimes when we're stuck in a place, we're discouraged, we're like, we still haven't overcome that. But when you look back, we've actually experienced so much and grown so much already. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And thank you for your time here, Veronica. It's been amazing getting to talk to you and hear your experiences and getting to pass that on to generations of Eureka teachers and teachers around the world. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, and good luck and all the best for all the teachers.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.